Love and peace. Today we'll be reading from an extract from a letter in Morocco dated April 25th, 1855. This afternoon, Mulay Sahib el-Halawi, a Moor, murdered Paul Ray, a French subject, at the door of his shop in the little soak market by ripping open his bowels with a knife. A soldier courier from Rabat who had just arrived in Tangier, witnessing the dead, attempted to arrest the murderer and was slain, being shot through the heart with a pistol ball by el-Halawi, which is Ali el-Halawi el-Ali. The latter then fled to the great mosque for sanctuary. The governor of the town, being informed of the circumstance, sent his son and a party of soldiers with orders to arrest or slay the culprit in the mosque. After considerable parley, el-Halawi agreed, if not arrested, to leave the sanctuary and march himself to the castle prison. The terms were accepted, and the murderer was followed to the prison by the guard, and the gates closed upon him. The circumstances leading to the crime seem to be these. El-Halawi is a native of Tafilet, the country of dates and saints, and a cousin of the Sultan of Morocco. During the wars between the French and Moors in Algeria, this el-Halawi went to that country, engaged in the service of Abdelkader, and was esteemed one of his bravest and most enterprising officers. After the conquest of Algeria by the French, el-Halawi made a pilgrimage to Mecca and subsequently returned to Algeria, with so many titles to the esteem and regard of the people of that country, being a saint by birth, a Hajj by right or pilgrimage, and a distinguished defender of their independence and their faith. It is scarcely wonderful that he should have been treated by them with marked regard and consideration. But the partiality, by exciting the distrust of the French, was fatal to his security. He was arrested some months since, taken on board a French steamer and brought to this city. When arrested, the French failed or neglected to permit his baggage and effects to accompany him, promising to restore his property to him subsequently. When brought to the city, he was not delivered to the authorities, but was continued under French surveillance, and for a time was paid by them 19 cents per day for his subsistence, Paul Ray being a paymaster. About a month previous to the murder, this allowance was withheld from him, and in the absence of his baggage and effects, himself and family were reduced to extreme indigence and want. He was constantly applying at the doors of the French embassy and at the shop of Ray, claiming the fulfillment of the promise made to restore his baggage. His solicitations met but the return of indignity and contempt. This treatment appears finally to have driven him to desperation. The morning of the murder, arming himself with a sword, pistol, and knife, he traversed the narrow, filthy ways of the town, declaring he would kill every Frenchman he could find. He went to the doors of the French officials, but they were prudently closed against him, although it is unaccountable that, with a full knowledge of his murderous intentions, they should have failed to arrest him. He then marched with a rabble at his heels into the soak, to Ray's shop, in front of which the latter was standing. Ray was a man of dauntless courage, had a perfect contempt for the Moors, which he was never backward in expressing. Although unarmed, he met el-Halawi face to face and was instantly slain. As the murder was open, notorious, and public, the French minister, in emulation of Monsieur Lynch, demanded for the Bashaw the immediate execution of the murderer. This the Bashaw declined to grant until the orders of the Sultan could be received. Mulay Sahib el-Halawi was tried and condemned to death for the murder of Paul Ray, and the French ministers demanded his execution within 48 hours after he was sentenced. El-Khatib, Minister of Foreign Affairs, asked that the sentence may be submitted to the Sultan for approval, which the French minister refused, and gave notice he would strike his flag and leave the country if his demands were not complied with. Amidst the curses of the Moors against the Sultan and the French, el-Halawi was brought into the soak in front of the shop of the late Paul Ray. The brother of the murdered courier was offered the privilege of shooting him in accordance with Moorish law and custom, which he tried, but failed to accomplish for want of nerve. A Kefian boy in prison was offered his liberty in condition of killing him. The condition was accepted, and el-Halawi was shot, upon which the Moors became savage and stoned the boy, who was able to escape from them, but it is said was afterwards shot. The French immediately demanded 30,000 notes indemnity from the Sultan for the family of Paul Ray, upon which negotiations are pending. But they did it in an arbitrary way because they didn't even ask the Sultan's approval. So you know the Sultan's going to say, you didn't even get the approval from me, which is going to start more conflict. I leave you in love and peace. Divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish divine and national movement of the world. And honors to the few. Islamism.
I'm with the Prophet. Islamism forever.
True indeed, Islamism forever. 360 spinning like a tetherball made of Moorish leather. We've been adepts before Nas recorded all fella. Dirty Moors get dried out, stretched out like umbrella. Said before, I can smell you miles away, citronella. My scimitar impale you, leave you for the wolves to smell you. Probably trail you, eat your whole and hell you. Justice comes swift upon the heads of rebellers. Allah, my protector, my God, my salvation. Why them elders have to lie and hide in the temple like some Waldos? Those E-milli letters, we need all those, all those.
And we with you. We with you, Islamism forever.
We with you. You was where the truth is. Moorish. Tell me what me like. Tell me what me right. That's a stateless habit. Tell me where your rights from and don't bring up corporate status. Europeans assisting, that means the devil, they're not fucking it. The higher lower less. They went running around the temple trying to stab the prophet or Smith and Wesson with a weapon. Instead of love, they push aggression. It was dirty Moors that kicked the prophet out of his temple. Dirty Moors made you forget that Allah sent you one. Into mental. Reconstruction was on the mental. Too many money men try to erase the empire with a pencil. Or pretend to.
Islamism forever. Islamism noble. Just checking in on the noble. Hope all is well with you, Ken. Supreme love, you already know. And nothing but full support. You know what I'm saying? Beyond what words can express and show. You already know. We on some real shit. And I'm not, like I said, bro, I'm not playing with these motherfuckers. No. I'm not gonna give them nothing. I'm with the Prophet. We gonna get this shit done. We gonna get the fucking work done. And I just appreciate you for being with us. And we with you. We with you, Islamism forever.